Mr. Thug, Isolation, Lil Ugly Mane. Where does one begin? You roll in, anytime you roll into something and they tell you, your friends, oh, no, it's a cult classic. It's an underground classic. You just know you're going to get something special, and you're going to get something even though you're trying to not set yourself up for surprise or not trying to have expectations, or you think, oh, okay, they've described it to me, so I have an idea of what it's going to be. And then it's never that. It's always something like, what the fuck? This album is chock full of what the fuck. And it's in like the most incredible way. And I want to be clear from the beginning. I don't love this album. Like, this isn't my favorite album of all time, and I'm gonna put it on and all this other stuff. But it's so fun to listen to. I got a good amount of listens over the week, decent amount of listens. I just pulled up my my thing here. I'm gonna post on Twitter. I like to post at the end of the month my listens for the month, and Mr. Thug Isolation is in 4th place. So that's pretty good for the month. I have a couple notes. One of them I put early on. One of the early notes is you're just trying to figure this thing out. And I think really with this album, or an album even like this, step one is don't try to figure it out. Don't. Just let it be what it is. But I put a note here, and I don't know. Sometimes it's fun for me to take notes and as my opinion evolves through the week, because I don't know if I agree with this anymore. But the first one I had was, it's like when you have a meal or an appetizer or something, and somebody else is making it for you, and you ask them, they say, oh, we're having this or whatever. Like my wife has a friend, Carmen, she's from Venezuela. She's fantastic, and she cooks all the time. And she made us this one thing last summer, and I was like, well, what's that? I don't know what that is. And she's like, oh, it's got this. She rattles off all these ingredients, and I'm like, I don't like any of those things. Right? And Carmen's great because you could tell her this, and she goes, oh, no, I know. I understand. Like, it sounds terrible, but believe me, it's amazing. And it was. It was amazing. And it like blew. I wish I could remember what my wife is not here right now. I wish I could remember what it was, because it was like, there's no way all of these things by themselves that I don't like can get together and make a thing that I do like. And so this album really struck me in that way of, it's a fascinating experience of somebody like understanding the rules of creating beats, because the production's really cool, but then also understanding the rules and breaking them in the right way. So it's fucking weird, but it works. But it's not supposed to work, but it does, that kind of a thing. I kind of thought, I always talk about Aphex Twin and how much I enjoy his music and how much he always just blew me away. But this isn't even like Aphex Twin, because Aphex Twin is chaos. This isn't chaos. And I was listening to it yesterday, Tuesday, a couple days ago. I was stuck in traffic on my way to work. Oh, God. Like and subscribe, so hopefully I don't have to be stuck in traffic one day. And I was listening, and Hoish Ass Bitch comes on. And I got to say, that's not a track I really enjoy. The looping of the sample, whatever. But I'm listening to it, and I'm sitting there, and it's early in the morning, and I'm kind of tired, and I'm a little disassociated with everything around me. And then it just kind of clicked. People over the weekend on Discord told me how Lil Ugly Mane is basically fucking depressed when he was making this album, and he just did it as something to take his mind off of things. And when you listen to it, this Hoish Ass Bitch, I could just kind of like picture somebody so just out of it, so mentally detached, so just absent, sitting in some shitty apartment, crappy laptop, the blinds are kind of like bent and open a little bit, and just sitting there hitting the pad, bitch. And it like kind of clicked, like, holy shit, this is just, it gives the sense, this album, of a guy who's just detached and like going through the motions and just going, oh, that sounds cool. Oh, this works. Let's do this. And who knows? I would love to have watched this guy like assemble this album. Because who knows how many iterations he went through, how much stuff he changed and added and took out and whatever. And I did see something about how I guess he did basically make this on a crappy laptop with pirated software and stuff. But this album is just this crazy sense of a combination of energy, cool production, but it's weird and it's got some depressing notes in there. And I'll get into the lyrics a little bit. Apparently, I'll get there. And so it's just this crazy combination of things that should not work, and yet it does. And with the lyrics, I stirred up a bit of a debate on the idea of the lyrics being a parody. You know, some people are saying it's an exaggeration. No, it's not. I don't know what's making the lyrics. I can't take it seriously. There are lines in there like was it fucking Mona Lisa Overdrive? I can't take that shit seriously. He's talking about riding a blacked out Suzuki and shooting out the tires of the cars that go by. It's just insane. It's amazing. It's amazing, but it's insane. So when it comes to the lyrics, like I kind of said earlier, I think step one of the first mistake with anything like this album specifically though, is trying to make sense of it. And my kitties are raising hell in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting. It's distracting me. Like with the lyrics, you don't just, whatever. It just is what it is. You know, with radiation, lung pollution. You could take it serious. It sounds like a great song to put on with your buddies when you're smoking. And that's it. And that's all it has to be. It doesn't need to be anything. So it has been a fun struggle for me listening to this album and telling the analytical, serious mind, shut up. You don't have to make sense of this. It doesn't have to mean anything. And I always get jealous of artists who can do that in any sphere. If it's music, if it's short films, if it's painting, not pottery, sculpture, because I do different artistic things. I've written a lot. I've painted some. I'm not great at painting. I don't do it often enough to actually get good. Used to draw a lot. And there are so many times when I've sat down and told myself, okay, I'm going to do this thing. It's fun. You don't have to take it, don't clamp down and go into moody artist mode and be all serious about it. Loosen up, have fun. And I so rarely can. So rare if I actually do that. But then this is not somebody having fun, I guess. I don't know. Again, I don't fucking make out of it. I don't know. So there you go. There's that aspect. There's those kind of notes. What else did I put on here? Oh yeah, it starts with 3 minutes of tinnitus and weird sounds that maybe sound like they come from a fucking horror movie. And then he says, I'm going to slit my wrist, no tourniquet. And then off you go. And then you've got this interlude, alone and suffering, where I can't even begin to describe that shit. He's just this soft, off in the distance sound of here you are alone and suffering. This is crazy, incredible. And then I started thinking about, I've got one other. It popped into my mind one day. I want to sit down and make Ben Shapiro listen to this album. Just that idea popped in my head. I was like, I gotta write that down and remember to share that idea. I thought a little bit about Kanye and how people speculate on Kanye and and his mental state, and because of that, it's what makes him a genius, or being a genius, you see things in a different way, and so it affects your other aspects of your mind. All that, I don't know, whatever. But you see that a lot about Kanye. I don't know if this guy was strung out on drugs or just depressed or what. But this is something I more associate with the insanity of genius. And and look, this isn't, I don't want to sit here and say this is the best thing ever made, because I enjoy it, but it's not quite my thing. But there's something about this album where I just appreciate the shit out of it. It's so unique. It's so different from anything else I've heard. And I love when I come across something like that, because it's so rare. These just hidden gems. My favorite track is easily Cut Full of Beetlejuice. That beat on cup full of, I got a cup full of Beetlejuice, goes like a fucking, that's a whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my God. Love that shit. Love that one. Slick Rick is great. Bitch, I'm lugubrious. I'm morose and lugubrious. Oh my God. No slack in my Mac. It's just crazy, dude. I don't know. I feel like just I'm rambling and saying all these random words and stuff, but that's what this album feels like. It's just constantly, what the fuck is this? It's cool, but what is Okay. There we go. Anyway, there you go. There's 10 minutes of I don't even know what I just said. And I feel like that's pretty appropriate for something like Mr. Thug Isolation. Tomorrow is the new Schoolboy Q album, Blue Lips. I don't know if I'll live stream it or not, my reaction. It was fun doing the live stream for the new Yeet album. I'm more inclined to do live streams for new albums. I think that's a little bit more fun for everybody because it's all new for everybody. We can do it at the same time and stuff. But I don't know. I've got some stuff going on tomorrow. I'm going to be a little pinched for time. So anyway, I don't know. There you go. But tomorrow's the new Schoolboy Q. And yeah, that's all. Take care. We'll see you guys soon.